Okay, guys, happy to hear and see you today on our meeting according to how we can design our career path with help of Andersen. So I'm Annie, UI UX designer at Andersen Lab, and Anissia, she is recruiter at Andersen Lab, and she will tell you about the journey and the process itself. So I think we can start.
Yep, we can. Hi, everyone. So I'm going to join you in like half an hour when Anna is finished with her speech. Have fun and ask your questions in the chat.
Okay, so let's start. So again, hi everyone, I'm Anya, UI UX designer at Andersen Lab. I'm currently working here for a few past years, and my journey also starts here at the Andersen Lab. So I have to say that my overall design journey wasn't easy and linear, and it wasn't so quick as far as I expected, but it was pretty interesting. And now I'm here in the point where I totally feel that the design career totally fulfills me and brings me a lot of joy. So let's start our journey with the woman who decided to make a switch and select another career. So let me take you back to the very beginning. So imagine someone with the zero experience, just curious in mind, and love to design and inspired by the design. So basically, that was me. So I have no path. I just have question in mind. How do I even start a career in the design? So, our story begins with the woman who had a background in completely unrelated to the design. By the way, it was medicine. So she wasn't fresh enough out of college. She was already at a respectable age where many people feel unsure about changing careers. She knew one thing for certain. She wanted to become a UI UX designer. But beyond that, everything felt unclear. Where should she start? What she should learn first? How could she break into such competitive field without prior experience? The uncertainty was overwhelming, but determination was stronger. She began by exploring beginner-friendly courses, joining online communities, and experimenting with simple projects, all while juggling the doubts and fears that comes with starting over. This journey wasn't about knowing all answers right away. It was about embracing the unknown and taking the first step, even when the path ahead looks confusing. Her story reminds us that no matter your age or background, it's never too late to start something new, especially when you are passionate about it. So, this woman starts with the learning marathon. So, after the month of dedicated study, she finally completed her UI UX design course. By the way, it was the very, very first course she took. Filled with excitement and hope, she was eager to jump straight into the job market. But reality beats hard. Despite having learned all theory, user flows, wireframes, prototyping, she quickly realized that knowing concept wasn't the same as applying them in real projects. Job description demanded experience she didn't yet have, and the fast pace of work felt overwhelming. She found herself in a marathon of continuous learning, freelance gigs, personal projects, and more courses, trying to build a portfolio that would prove her skills. It wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt and frustration, but she kept pushing forward, learning to balance and theory from her courses with a practical experience. This stage was less about instant success and more about persistence and growth. Okay, so it was a really dark era. But overall, the dark moments goes away and the light also can come. So she stumbled upon UIX design course at Andersen Lab and learned about a traineeship opportunity there as well. For the first time, she saw a real clear path forward. Excited but a little nervous, she made a plan, commit to full courses, build her skills, and earn a spot in a traineeship. Every lesson felt like a small victory, and every task gave her additional confidence. The blend of learning and real work experience fueled her motivation and helped her believe this was no longer just a dream, but the start of a new career. So, by the way, this woman also got her spot in the traineeship. So let's find out what happened next. Starting out as a trainee, she quickly realized that a real project don't always go as planned. There were small victories, like getting positive feedback on UI mockups or successfully solving a tricky UX problem. These moments felt like genuine progress and boosted her confidence. But with growth came mistakes. She learned the hard way that missing deadlines, misunderstanding requirements, or complicating designs could lead to frustration for both herself and the team. Each mistake was a lesson in humility and professionalism. Despite the challenges, these ups and downs shaped her into a stronger designer. She understood that every success, no matter how small, is valuable, and every mistake is an opportunity to learn and improve. The traineeship passed away as well, and she got a first commercial project. So, and again, after months of learning and traineeship, the moment finally came, her first real commercial project. It was exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time. For the first time, she was responsible for designing something that would impact real users and real businesses. The project was challenging, the lines were tight, feedback was direct, and the stakes felt much higher than before. She had to balance creativity with practicality, incorporate stakeholder requests, and work closely with developers and other teams. Though it wasn't perfect, the experience was invaluable. She learned how to adapt quickly, communicate effectively, and manage expectation. This leap into a real world was defining moment, a powerful mix of pressure and growth that transformed from a learner into a professional designer. So there was my pretty long path. I hope that most of you can skip some parts and find your commercial products or go straightly to a traineeship that allows you to get your desired job spot. But mine was exactly the same as presented. So, um, but looking backwards, I really understand that I'm pretty happy to go through this path because I learned a lot, and now I can share you some rules that change my learning journey. So, as far as you remember, um, I switched to design career from um, another point. So I was a surgeon before the design career, and to the moment I started new one I forget the learning path. So when you started to learn something new, I highly recommend you to embrace mistakes as learning opportunity. Please don't fear errors. Just analyze what went wrong and make the conclusion. It really helps to improve your skills later. Use mistakes to identify gaps in the proof. It could be different gaps. So it could be gaps in the communication, it could be gaps in theory or practical skills. Just find that point and go forward. Nothing special happened. Just go forward. And always remember, every failure brings valuable insights. Use those insights to improve your skills. The second point that I want to share you is that it's really important to balance theory and practice. So, as far as you learning, try to apply the new concepts with the project. For example, you learn something new, try to do this in the Figma, on the paper, everywhere. Just practice that. Also apply knowledge to real problems pretty quickly. So it's really important to make those nice brains connections. Just try to imagine that you can solve with already existing a theory that you know. And remember that practice reinforces learning and builds confidence. The more you know, the more confident you can be. That's the rule. I also highly recommend you to seek feedback actively. As designers, we can swim in that pool of our imaginary pretty long time, but without the side feedback, we can't grow. So ask peers, mentors, and users for honest input. View this feedback and use it as a tool for growth, but not criticism. Uh, Remember that every piece of feedback is the point that you can use in your future work, and you can improve your skills. You can improve your product as well if you're working, and continue growing. Also, don't forget to iterate design based on constructive advice. So don't put this feedback in a box and forget about them. Use this, try to understand why I got this piece of feedback. And again, move forward. The very important lesson that I learned, that I forgot, that we should be patient with our progress. So we should always understand and remember that mastery takes time. We are humans, we are not robots, and we all need some amount of time to master our skills. I kindly ask you to celebrate small improvements and milestones. Highlight those achievements and remember about this, because those small things can boost your confidence and help you later. And always remember about yourself, even you trying hard, try to avoid burnout. Please be careful to yourself. And stay curious and keep exploring. So never stop learning, even after landing a job. So to be good specialist, we're all life learning, because the theory base is growing, because the new tools are developed. We use different approaches. So don't stop learning, be curious. And don't forget to experiment with different methods and style. This will help you to sharpen your skills and grow faster as well. And also, I want to share with you some design practice tips. So, I think they could be pretty common. Many of us, of designers, talk about that, but I want to remind you and share those, because these are working tools. First of all, if you want to master your UI design skills, try to redraw designs you like. It's important to have this opportunity to recreate existing designs to understand the structure and details. Because at the very beginning, we are very lacking of the information we can put to the design, how to build the navigation, everything else. And these tasks usually help us to develop those skills, to understand what approaches we can use, what information we can put, how we can build a structure, and that's all. So learn from the better. There's nothing special. Try to recreate the existing designs. Also, please pay attention to alignment, paddings, and grid structure. At the very beginning, it's very hard to understand the frames and the hierarchy itself and how the grid works. So try see what happens if you make paddings more or less and play with that. And also, don't forget to test font parent sizes and hierarchy. It's really important word and construct in the design. The hierarchy is the key for the good UI design. So master that through practice. Also, I highly recommend you to analyze flow of existing application. So you can break down how users navigate to real products. Just download application you love and try to list down all steps and decision points that you will take. Write down what happens if you and make a mistake. This exercise will help you thinking in advance in the future and understand where you can add more, for example, options for the visibility, or where you can put the error states, or where you can make some awareness or validation rules or something like that. See how other best products do this and go through this journey to practice it. Also, remember to practice design methodologies and artifacts. It's really important. So through the years that we are practicing UI/UX design, there's a lot of methodologies and different tools that we as designers can use during our work to make our products better, to make our user experience better. So if you read something about the information architecture, try to make one on your own pet project. If you read about the user flow or user journeys, try to make it. Wireframes, again, just make it. Remember that mastery needs practice. Also, if you learn something new, try to recreate. This is general rule that will help you grow much faster. So, by the way, I think I'm done with the main part, but we also announced to you the practice part. So I want to show you why why we need the designers and the design and the user experience design and how it can influence on our products. So, by the way, unfortunately, I can't see the chart, but I need it. Just a minute. Anissia, can you take a word?
Yeah, surely. So, Anna, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for sharing your wonderful story. And yeah, so we prepared a practice for you, which Anna will share in a minute. Thank you for everyone who wrote in the chat. Thanks for sharing. I believe that it's very pleasant for Anna to hear. So, Anna, can you see the chat now? We can't hear you. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, just a minute. Something goes wrong. I can't see the chat. I can see the meeting itself, but I can't see the chat. Just a minute. I'll try to reconnect this.
So as for now, whilst Anya is looking for a chat, I will answer one question that I see in the chat right now. Yeah, what kind of mistakes, especially at the beginning of your career, do you really learn from? I believe, Anna, it's a question for you, so I will not answer it. Which kind of mistakes can you recall, perhaps?
So at the very beginning, we make all mistakes. First of all, it's UI mistakes. We all messing up with the UI. We don't follow the perception rules. We don't follow the Gestalt principles. We break the layout. We don't use the consistency, and altogether makes our design a bit messy. So it's general common mistakes that we can use in. The next point is we're not trying to solve the user problems. We're trying to achieve a goal as designers, for example, complete the task. And that's the problem itself, because we not rebuild the logic. We don't understand what the user, what the path will undergo user. So yeah, that's the basic mistakes. UI and our attendance to the user experience. So yeah, basically, I think that's it. Okay, it seems that I can see the chat. So guys, I hope you can. I think we can proceed, and I kindly ask you to share your thoughts in the chat, comment, make reaction, something like that, because it would be really important. For me, I think we can proceed with the practice part. Just a minute. Let's proceed. Okay. So usually the software developers teams and the businesses forget why we need design. But I highly recommend you to revise those in mind. By the way, for our very young, our audience, this was before, I don't know, in the Mesozoic era. So you can find this one on the internet. So when I see this interface, I totally understand why this happens. But it also reminds me why I'm still working as a designer. So what can you say on this? Hope you can find it interesting, especially for the younger auditor, because nowadays all UIs are much, much better. Okay, let's proceed with the next one. So as designers, we should be very careful with the elements we're using in our interface. For example, on this particular screen, I can enter the needed amount by arrows. How do you think that? Is it appropriate? For example, I'm spending 10,000 and I really don't know how many clicks it would be taken to reach this amount.
It would take
But
forever, probably.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
A test of patience.
A lot of patience, by the way. I don't know, something like that. So, what's in the chat? I see someone's mind was blown. Okay, so on this particular screen, it's a bit harder to understand what's going on, but actually, from my perspective, as I'm first user, so I actually don't know, is this a title? Is this a CTA? What it belongs to? Is it a table? Okay, this may be a search, probably, but I'm not sure. It could be some input. Again, what this amount is like, can I insert the necessary information here by the keyboard, or again, I should use errors. Or here, what this meaning? I don't know. And again, should I update? Is this possible without any entering any information? What should I cancel? What if I start typing here? What do you think, guys? I see no reactions, but
I think it's
okay.
confusing still.
Then
To
I
me, it's
will.
still confusing.
Yeah, it could be. So that's why we need designers. Okay, so actually, I thought that on this screen we can vote about what part you appreciate and you can think why. So please maybe insert in chat left or right, L or R, for my understanding of what's happening. But maybe it's not enough of people here. So okay. So again, this our job to make a design understandable and distinguish the necessary action as well. And the last one, but it's pretty tricky and it's from famous company. So sometimes companies use gray approaches to hide some information. This is a Spotify. So when you're trying to cancel the premium account, you have to make a great job to find this tool. So first you should go to the account, you can find this screen, but this is not understandable that you can cancel your premium subscription. And after pressing on the CTA, you can go to the chat. So nice flow, try and very hard to cancel the premium subscription here. So that's why, guys, we still need and we will need the UI UX designers in our teams. That's actually our job to make good interfaces and usable interfaces. Don't forget about that. So I think that's all from my side. Anissia, I pass word to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you once again for sharing. I see that people are happy that you shared your experience, and I was fascinated to see how different examples of UX and UI design can basically affect the perception of the interface. So I truly believe that, yeah, designers can save the world. So I will reintroduce myself, as I always say at the interviews. My name is Anissia. I'm a recruiter of the trainee department at Andersen, and I'm here to present our traineeship to you guys. Thanks for everyone for joining, our meetup today. So yeah, my presentation. Design your career path. So as you can see, I'm a trainee recruiting specialist. You might or might not have an interview with me already, but if you have interview with me in the future, feel free to say that you saw me at this meetup. I will be happy to have a chat about it. So I work with applicants across various areas, including developers, QAs, AQAs, designers, most importantly, and more. Yeah, so every day I chat with candidates. I always enjoy hearing new stories, new perspectives as Anna's. Yeah, some people are surgeons, some people are hairdressers, teachers, and they all want to become designers. So it's a great way to start a career. I would love to start with the fact that we have two career paths: UI UX design and graphic design. Probably if you're here, you already know which part is yours, but I will still cover the basics. So UI UX design is about making digital products easy, enjoyable to use, and it deals with how a user interacts with the product and focuses on the layout and design of the elements. So for example, if you go on our website, Andersen Lab, you'll see the different windows, different buttons, and the layout was created by UX UI designers. Graphic design, on the other hand, focuses on creating visuals that communicate messages. So it's all about logos, banners, marketing materials. Again, marketing materials for this meetup, they were created by graphic designs. Graphic design is mainly about visuals, and UI UX design is about the overall user experience. Of course, both directions have to work together. And if you're still at a loss how to choose a direction, I can tell you, like, ask 4 questions: interests, skills, portfolio, and career goals. So what excites you more? If you're passionate about creating user-friendly interfaces and enhancing user experiences, so UI UX might be the right fit for you. And if you enjoy visual storytelling, crafting graphics, then graphic design could be your path. If we talk about skills, then yeah, UI UX design requires an understanding of user behavior, research, and prototyping, while graphic design focuses on visual composition, branding, typography, etc. The most important question probably is about portfolio. So what can you showcase to us? If you have more websites, apps, digital interfaces on your portfolio, then you are UI UX designer. If you have more visual projects like logos, posters, graphic design is your path. And lastly, define your career goals. So ask yourself, what are my long-term aspirations? If you would like to be more like product development or user research in the future, then yeah, choose UI UX design. And if you want to become advertising person or marketing specialist, then probably stick for graphic design. Am I a good fit for a traineeship? You might ask yourself. So, if you want to become a UI UX designer or a graphic designer, our traineeship might be a great place to start a career. So, we look for creative individuals who are willing to develop themselves in the world of design. What are we looking for? Solid foundation in design theory and a promising portfolio. So some courses in UI UX design could be a great advantage to your application. However, commercial experience is not necessary whatsoever. So if you have yet to work anywhere connected with graphic or UI UX design, it is fine. We are not looking for experience, we are looking for potential. Although, yeah, experience can be a great advantage again. Students of the final year are welcomed. That is right. However, please be sure to be ready to comply with our full-time schedule. So be ready to be present during your traineeship, 9 to 6 local time. What truly matters is your creative drive, motivation to learn, and readiness to grow. So show us your motivation. You bring the passion and the vision, we'll bring the tools, mentorship, and community to help you succeed. Besides motivation, of course, we have some requirements for applications. For both directions, UI UX design and graphic design at Andersen, you have to understand English and be ready to communicate in English because we are an international company. So intermediate plus level is required. For UI UX design, completed courses are advantage and also a requirement. At least basics course should be on your plate. We are looking for a portfolio, confident knowledge of Sketch, Figma, etc., and of course, understanding of the design process. For graphic design, again, level of English is necessary. If you speak any other languages, German, Spanish, other languages, it is an advantage, especially German nowadays. We are also looking for confident knowledge of Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, design or art education. It is necessary to have it. Portfolio on Behance and Dribbble, and experience in illustration. For graphic designers, it's important that you are not only experienced in digital illustration, but also traditional, so non-digital one. I will tell you about the traineeship organization. So the format is a full-time, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Office or remote format, it depends on your location. So if you're living in office location, you'll have to be present in the office until you become a middle specialist. Duration of our traineeship is up to 4 months. It includes practice, theory, soft skills development part, and preparation to start work on commercial project. So it's a full package really. And you'll practice on an educational project. You will also study theory in the form of homework, and you will pass regular assessments conducted in English. The main focus is on practice. So we will prepare you for real life employment. We don't sell theory for theory. As for the conditions, it's important to show strong performance in assessments and active participation on an educational project. Show us that you are motivated. Show us that you really would like to become a great designer. Adhere to our full-time schedule is crucial. Please think about it very thoroughly before applying, because you might be a student, you might have a part-time job, and think about combining those activities with our traineeship if you can do it. Using your own device is required. A laptop, preferably for an office format. For remote format, use any type of device. When you start working on commercial project, we will of course provide a device for you. A scholarship might be provided for especially promising candidates. So yeah, again, a little strike of motivation is important. Readiness to work in the fintech area is also an important condition that we have, because 90% of the projects in the company will be connected with fintech. So banking, money, etc. And last but not least, it's important that we want to sign the obligation of cooperation contract for 1.5 years. It's actually an advantage for you because you're guaranteed employment after successful completion of the traineeship. So all in all, the traineeship is free for you. It provides great education. It's a full-time activity, and it prepares you to be a designer, which I hope you've always wanted. Now, what makes traineeship at Andersen a success? Like, why do people actually would like to become a trainee, and why they stay in our company afterwards? Because we provide well-structured, practice-oriented learning experience. Yeah, you'll prepare for real-life work. A strong emphasis is on practice, and it is complemented by regular assessments. Throughout the laboratory, you'll be guided by an experienced tech lead who will support your development and provide feedback. A tech lead is a person who will, of course, supervise your work, help you during tough times, answer your questions, and just be there for you. Yeah. Additional focus on building essential soft skills is a very important part of our traineeship, because communication, teamwork, and time management are very important for designers. We will help you to develop those qualities as well. And since assessments are conducted in English, you will also gain confidence working in an international context. So all in all, I hope I gave you some motivation to apply, and here is how to become a design trainee. So you see, there is a ladder. There are 5 steps to become a design trainee in our company: English language check, general interview, portfolio assessment, creative task, and technical interview. All these steps are equally important, but they tackle different skills that you have, and they are actually working together to assess your overall motivation and readiness to become a trainee. So you will start by, of course, applying on our website and then sending us your portfolio. Our specialist will assess your portfolio very quickly and suggest the following step. You have to have at least 2 projects, to start this process. Then you will go through English language check, AI driven. It's a unique experience. You will talk with our AI and we will assess your current level of English, speaking communication. Then you'll be invited to join the general interview with one of our recruiters. I could be the one you talk with, but don't worry, all our recruiters are very approachable, ready to help, and are very patient with your questions. So general interview is more like a friendly acquaintance conversation with our recruiter about the traineeship itself. And you will also have your English level assessed by a recruiter. General conversation, nothing really difficult. So don't be nervous, please. We are very friendly. The next 3 steps are more dedicated to assessing your design knowledge. So I will tell you more about portfolio assessment, creative test task, and technical interview right now. You can screenshot the PowerPoint presentation slides in order to refer to this information later on, but I will try to be very much detailed about this. So what we expect from your portfolio is to reflect your the stuff that you worked for, and we also want them your works to be individual to you. So we want number of projects to be 2 plus. We want your projects to be predominantly of your direction, so UI UX if you're into UI UX design, and graphic design if you're into graphic design. For designers, if we speak about user experience and user interface, we also take into consideration quality and complexity of the projects. For example, CRM systems and mobile applications are definitely more serious and more complex than just a landing page or online shop. If there is a mobile app, please make sure that attention is paid to whether it follows platform guidelines, iOS or Android. Case presentation is definitely important, so be sure to describe the case in details. Make sure that your cases are diverse as well, so don't make them all seem the same. And our specialists also take into consideration user interface, so overall aesthetics, typography, colors, and contrast. Your portfolio should express your personality and your experience. Of course, it's great if you have a lot of works and projects, but if there are just like 3 or 4, but they are very diverse and they reflect your style and knowledge, it is awesome. For graphic design, showcase the following skills: branding, illustration, typography, and if you have experience, you can also showcase interface design, animation, and 3D graphics. For illustration, I suggest including academic drawing, so traditional art, portraits, etc. Include a couple of works. It will be great. And each case should have a clear logic and sequence. So please, for both directions, describe the stages of the project and give good case presentation. So considering these recommendations, I'm sure you'll be able to pass portfolio assessment very easily. Creative task. The next step. If your portfolio is assessed positively, then you will have to create an original design project to showcase your skills and individuality. You will be provided with conditions of creating the project, and please remember that these tasks aim to assess different skill level and thinking processes. There is no correct answer, it's really just your individual implementation. You will have 3 to 4 days to fulfill the task, and our designers will assess it after you send it to us. Please mind that the test task is different for UI UX and graphic design. So this is as for the test task, a creative one. If assessed positively, you will be invited to join the technical interview, and this is actually, I would say, the most exciting step. You will have a conversation with one of our designers and you will discuss your experience. Again, please don't be nervous. It's not an exam, it's more of a friendly conversation with one of our designers. You will talk about your background, about your experience, tools that you use. You might also discuss portfolio and test task if applicable. You can also cover your motivation and learning, like what drives you, how you learn, how you stay inspired. And last but not least, yes, you might be asked a few questions to understand your familiarity with design concepts and methods. We look for great foundation in theory, and a great portfolio, as I've mentioned already. So you will discuss both. But most important is your self-presentation and be ready to talk about your experience. Before the meetup, I saw a couple of questions about the technical interview, so I hope this slide gave you some insights about how to pass it successfully. Please also keep in mind that we have the technical interview in English, as most of the processes in our company. If one of the steps during the recruitment process for traineeship is not passed by you, or maybe you lack knowledge, you lack portfolio works, or simply lack experience, please also consider our intensive course, which is a free practice-oriented course where participants develop their own projects from scratch. Again, the emphasis is on experience, just like we have on traineeship, and constructive feedback. It's an online course. The duration is 2 months. It's conducted in English, and the lectures are 2 times a week for 1.5 hours. So essentially, after the first class, you will be divided into groups, and you will continue working together on your separate projects and give a presentation at the end of the course. A certificate is provided upon completion of the course, and the mentors are middle and senior designers of our company. Unfortunately, we do not have a course for graphic designers right now, so you'll just have to stick with traineeship. But for UI/UX designers, yes. For example, if you, as I've mentioned, lack knowledge, lack portfolio projects, you just have 2, or maybe like they are not so complex as you would like them to be, or if you fail to pass any of the steps previously mentioned, technical task or the technical interview, we can invite you to join the course, and please consider joining it. It's completely free. We do have requirements, however. Of course, English level, basic knowledge of UI/UX, and ability to work in Figma. It is very important that you are comfortable with Figma, and a portfolio on Behance or Dribble is essential. So we require at least 2 projects. For traineeship, of course, it's better to have more, but for the course, 2 projects are enough. And the most important part is the willingness to pass traineeship at Andersen. It's important to understand that this course is an additional step before your traineeship. So in case you would like to simply study without joining our traineeship further, you shouldn't join this course, because our goal is to prepare you for traineeship. Selection process for the course is English proficiency check. Then you can pick one stage, online testing or the technical task. You can really pick according to your preference. If you're more into theory, if you're sure about your theoretical knowledge, please suggest online testing. And if you're more sure about your technical skills, then technical task could be a case for you. And lastly, you'll join a general interview with the recruiter of the trainee department, again, to once again assess your level of English and discuss questions. The course concludes with the presentation of individual course projects that participants have developed throughout the intensive, and the best students are invited to join the laboratory. So, all in all, you can have 3 steps or 2 steps in your progress. Whether you choose to start from intensive or straight away from traineeship, you will end up in commercial project, which is basically a gateway into your career. The next UI/UX intensive is scheduled for December. So you're just on time to apply. I also had a question about waiting for a group to start an online course. But basically the next one is scheduled for December, so you can apply and try yourself to enter this awesome and free course. Okay, so lastly, what happens after the traineeship? Once you finished all those steps, you have your theoretical base ready, you have your portfolio full and nice and happy, what happens next? A secure job for 1.5 years with opportunities for growth. You'll start at the junior 1 and you can grow from it. In this 1.5 years of cooperation with our company, you're not prevented from growing. we speak about your growth individually with you, and we have regular performance reviews with salary revisions, which is a nice touch, of course. And we have the opportunity of grade increase up to the level middle in 1 year and a half. It's quite a rare case to become a middle like so fast, so it's a great chance. You can also develop in multiple directions and expand your stack. So for some designers, it's interesting and attractive. I meant to also learn, for example, front-end development. For some designers, they would like to continue with more product-oriented roles. In our company, you can do all of that. The most important thing is that you have motivation and readiness to grow. So, to sum up my presentation, we are looking for knowledge and skills in design, but there is no need for senior level expertise. So you will be able to enhance your knowledge in our laboratory. Portfolio that showcases your experience and personal style is a very important part of your consideration process. We are also looking for creative individuals who are ready to develop with strong motivation to grow and improve the skills. Passion for learning is something that is truly necessary because the rhythm in the laboratory is quite intense. Yeah. But in those 4 months, you'll be ready to become an independent specialist of a junior level. So why not try? Last but not least, willingness to comply with our conditions is necessary. I covered our conditions for you both for the course and for traineeship, so you can just create a checkpoint and see if you're a good applicant. I'm sure you are, though. And this is it. So thank you so much for listening. You can refer your questions to the chat, and yeah, you can have a look at our traineeship on our website and share your feedback. Thanks. So I
Thank you
guess
so much, Anissia.
there is a Q&A session now.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so we have a bunch of questions from you. So I want to highlight there were questions about how many commercial projects are needed in portfolio to start working, where to find the project to fulfill their portfolio. First of all, for our traineeship, you don't need a commercial project in the portfolio. You can build something that you want in your like pet project. This is totally enough, but be sure that project that showcasing in your portfolio will follow the structure, will represent the design process, and has enough artifact to showcase. So try to present that you have knowledge about the design process and you can apply those processes even in a pet project. No worry about the reality, like are they existing or not. Just try to build how you imagine that.
I also have a question in the chat how the scholarship works during the traineeship. So, yeah, I covered scholarship very briefly. I mentioned that we have it for particularly bright candidates, and that is correct. So, the sum of scholarship varies from location to location. So it's just, yeah, again, motivation of yours. So once you pass the whole recruitment process successfully, so I mean English language check, technical task, technical interview, and portfolio assessment, our hiring managers, together with designers, make a decision about your scholarship. So if you have great potential, then the sum is decided in your favor. It's good that you have such motivation to strive for scholarship.
Agree. So I also want to highlight that I really found that question so something like what are the main evaluation criteria for the final interview with a technical lead for a traineeship position? I think it's worth to mention that it's, again, like Anissia said, it's not an exam. We just want to understand how you're thinking, how you're describing the process, how you're communicating. You don't need to use a complex wording or complex theory of knowledge. We want to understand your mind flow and how you can explain the design, your process, and something like that. So don't shy and try to answer with honest and how you understand this. So, but there's no ready recipe, unfortunately.
Yeah, recipe for success doesn't exist, really. You should be yourself.
Absolutely, yes.
That's true. You
Yeah.
should be yourself. Like, be ready to present yourself, talk about your experience. Yeah. Vlada also asked another question about the internship traineeship that we have. That if the program isn't the right fit for me, would it be possible to leave it early? So, Vlada, if you have applied already, you should definitely have a word with our recruiter during the general interview. So, because they will definitely cover the process very detailed for you, and you will realize if that's a cup of tea that you would like to try. But if during the program, like once you're already in it, you realize that, yeah, maybe it's not something that you was like were expecting, you will talk with your education coordinator and resolve the issue like the best way possible. So it's important to stay in touch, and it's important to communicate your problems. And maybe just a friendly advice, prepare a list of questions before going to the general interview. And our recruiters, they will cover all of them. Like you can count on that, definitely.
Yeah, that's really true. I know that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I see another question, but maybe it's most for you, Anissia. Can I find
Mm-hmm.
info about the location of the offices on the Telegram?
Okay, location of the office. So, um, if you have already applied one more time, yeah, you can ask our recruiters, and you can also ask the specialist in the Telegram chat when you applied. In advance, you can ask, you can Google. Yeah, you can go to our website and search for locations there. We have all our locations on our LinkedIn and on our website. If you're interested about a particular location, let me know. I can't give you like a definite address, but I can maybe give you some navigation. So you can, yeah, find it on our website. Thank you for your questions, by the way. Yeah, thank you for listening. I had one more question about the office location, and again, I will just refer you to our website. We have all our locations there. If you are in the office location, please keep in mind that you'll have to attend the office until middle specialist, but it has some advantages. I'm sure Anna will agree. Office format can be interesting. Yeah, it can be beneficial actually, especially for trainees. As our practice shows, they are more motivated during the process if they are in the office, and they're just more here, more present to finish their traineeship successfully. So I highly advise visiting the office if you can.
Yeah, and I remember the question from our list how we built the network. So the attending the office is the pretty right way to build the network because you meet new people, you speak with them, and that's how relationship built. But overall, the rule is general. Try to speak with people and find the interest. So again, with the working experience, you will gain this circle of the different people you're meeting, and this also helps you in further to improve and scale your networking. So again, don't be shy, speak with people, don't afraid of them, and it's from my perspective, it's the only way to build the networking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is right. Networking is a very important part of development in IT, actually. So, in the office, you'll be ready to find like 100 of LinkedIn connection very quickly. And I also have one question. When the selection process will be finalized and when the program is scheduled to start? I believe, Eliana, I hope I refer to your name correctly, I believe you're talking about the course, the intensive course that we have. So, as I mentioned, it's scheduled to start in December. Usually, we finalize the list of participants like within a week in advance, that a week in advance before the course actually starts. So if it's to start in December, I would say that the end of November would be the final call, like to have the list of participants. You should apply, I would say, like the beginning of November. You can apply right now, yeah, if you would like to join the next course. As for traineeship, it is open constantly. We don't have like a final call. You can apply whenever, basically. And you can have all the information about the relevant traineeship directions on our Telegram channel. So please subscribe.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions? Yeah, I see one more from Johnny. If there is a problem with visiting office, can it be talked about? Or is it a rule? It is a rule that we have. If you are in the office location, the company has a rule that you should visit the office whilst you're a junior specialist. Again, it all comes from our practice, from our experience. We see that people who visit the office, they're just much more successful in terms of career development and the speed of their career development. They are more present, more in the moment. But I want to state that if you have like a distinct situation, maybe your health prevents you from going to the office, right? Or maybe if you don't have a laptop to take with you to the office, you should communicate this to our recruiter during the general interview. We are ready to communicate, we are ready to help and to discuss possible options. And yeah, if negotiated, anything can happen. So be sure to tell us about your situation. Mm-hmm.
Seems that's all for today. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So thank you everyone who joined, who listened to us today. Hopefully see you during the interviews if you consider applying. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for your time, for interest.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Hope to see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.